I got to say, September is my favorite month of the year. It's my favorite time of the year because it's fall, football season's underway, baseball season is winding down, and thankfully the Pirates season is winding down as well. Uh, Playoff baseball's right around the corner, and hockey training camp getting around the corner, and the Pens coming up with some big news before training camp began. Going to make a little bit of a positive video on this channel for a change. What's going on, everybody? Mac back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. 87 is coming back for 2 more years, Pens fans. 2 more years. And this basically tells me that Sid is going to finish up his career, and he's going to spend his entire career as a Pittsburgh Penguin. All-time Penguin great, man. I'd say the same about Jaromir Jagr, as much as I love the guy, but Jagr, he was bounced from team to team, at one point in his career. Mario Lemieux, lifelong Pen. Evgeny Malkin, looking like he's going to be a lifelong Pen as well. And now you can say the same about Sidney Crosby, man. I'll say this about Kyle Dubas. I was on the fence about him a little bit. I was starting to get a little critical of him, but, an extension like this where you sign Sidney Crosby right before training camp begins, and now you have a little bit more financial flexibility because, the Pens were in a little bit of a sticky situation financially. But now that you sign him for $8.7 million. Yeah, $8.7 million for number 87 out there. You give him $8.7 million for 2 years. And now that erases $2 million out of a pay cut that you have. And Sid's been playing under market value. That gives you a little more leniency and a little bit more wiggle room to dig yourself out of this hole. I mean, that's the only place the Pens can dig themselves out of this hole that they've been in financially. Okay. And I like this. I think it's a bargain. I think that, this is win now mode for the Pens, and they're trying to just get a 4th cup for Sid. I'm blessed to have seen that he's won 3 cups in his career, but man, you can tell Kyle Dubas really wants Sid to go out with 4 cups. He really wants a case for Sid to be the greatest hockey player to ever play. I don't think he is. I mean, it's always going to be Wayne Gretzky, don't get me wrong, but Sid, he may very well scratch that top 5 tier of hockey greats when it's all said and done. And the thing I love most about this is that Sid is staying here because he's loyal to the city. Okay, he may be people say that he's over the hill. He's 37 years old, and you're not wrong in saying that because, let's face it, in hockey sense, he's an old man. Okay, he's not Sid the Kid anymore, basically. So, in hockey sense, yeah, he may be over the moon, but guess what? He's still an all-time legend. He's still going out on the ice, and he does have a mix of young players on this team with players that have been in the league for a while that can learn under him. Now, yes, is it still a concerning factor that the Pens have the oldest roster in the league? It is, okay? Hockey is a young man's game. The average age on this team is almost 29 years old, okay? So basically, everyone on this team is around my age, all right? But look at it this way. Sid could have easily made or have asked or taken much more than what than what the Pens offered him. He could have easily taken that. He could have easily been like, it's a great offer, but I want to make a little bit more money and I want to finish up my career elsewhere, like a lot of athletes do, the vast majority of them do. But he chose to stay in Pittsburgh because he wants to be a lifelong Pen. He wants to be a he wants to be a Pittsburgh legend. I mean, as if he already wasn't a Pittsburgh legend. He was a Pittsburgh legend basically in his rookie season. Okay, so that's way overdue. But when you're going into your 12th year of the 12-year contract that he got in 2012, and now that you have more wiggle room financially, that you have a team to grow upon, that you have these players to develop more, that you have players that can learn from one of the all-time greatest hockey players in NHL history, I think it's really, I think it's a really good showing of Sidney Crosby's character right there. Consummate, he's a consummate, you know, he's a consummate team player, all around just selfless player. He's a leader, he's a winner, and he's the definition of a captain. He is the captain of this team for a reason. And you can see why right there. You know, so maybe not next season that Kyle Dubas is going to make all these moves and that the Pens are going to, you know, build around Sid. Maybe not this season, but I would say next season, definitely be on the lookout for that. Okay. And we can expect that a little bit more. All right. Now, as for Sid himself, like I said a little bit before, he's 37 years old, AKA over the hill in hockey sense terms. Can he continue? If you asked me this question about 5 years ago, I would have said yes. Can he still do it? Personally, I believe these are going to be, the last 2 really good years that we can really enjoy Sidney Crosby, okay? Because he is coming off a great year in 2023-24. But, I know it's the most cliche sounding thing ever. You don't get any younger as the years go by. So how much longer can he really keep it up? How much longer can he still play at an elite level and still get everyone on the team involved and still rack up the assists and the points? He doesn't have to go out there, score 45 goals every season. But the way that he has always just had this way of making every player around him better and making the team better in itself and making the team just follow in his footsteps, how much longer can he keep that up? All right. I really don't think he can play into his 40s. I've always said that he can play past the age of 35. I give him to age 39 at the very latest. We'll see with these next 2 years. And, how fitting is it that in 2 years he's going to be 39? But my question is, how much longer can he really keep it up? But, I really think it's a bargain. I think it's really team friendly. And the Pens are just in it to win it now and possibly for the future as well. So we'll see how it goes. And regardless of what Pens fans think when they go to PPG Paints, where it's like, oh, I don't know which Pens team to expect. I don't know which Pens team to go with. I don't know what I can expect from Sidney Crosby. You're not getting prime. You're probably not getting prime Sidney Crosby anymore, but you know something? You have a reason to go to that. You have a reason to go to that arena where it's like, sure, I may not be getting prime Sidney Crosby. I may not be getting Sidney Crosby from 15 years ago, but I went to PPG Paints to go watch Sidney Crosby play. That's something that you can say. And I think he very much earned that extension. So, yeah, man, those are just my thoughts on it. I'm psyched to see Sid play for this upcoming season. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.